I told you about that. It didn't do it. Like, it went to YouTube. We was killing niggas, mama. For the green gas, fast money never lasted. Hence the will for all the niggas that we hurt the bastard. Please forgive my sins going in without a condom. I got that phone call, man was bound to be a problem. Shorty pregnant, now my record over undefeated. She on some Maury shit, my cousin said he called him cheating. My nigga, how you know? He told me that he hit him too. Fuck it, we family, you know this shit we about to do. Get to this money, fuck the drama, roll the marijuana. The crack is cheaper in the Bronx, we gon' eat the summer. Plus I got a lot of women, she a babysitter. All another off the bitch, she got to feel a cold winter. Crack up in the ass a place that I ain't never been. Loyal to this hustle, cause this money shit is never ending. When I hear these niggas rapping, be they all pretending. This prison shit is real, all y'all can't be independent. Fucking runners out here acting like they running. A bunch of cocksucking snitches, pussies off his butter. My little cousin robbed twice, ain't nobody helping. That nigga couldn't make it back, he in a homeless shelter. Trials and tribulations, again a corporation. It's like we working for singing, nobody dark play. When the bullets hit the chamber, I'ma say a prayer. Don't bow to God, please, leave my talkers in the wind. I gotta make it to the grave, you gotta let me live. And leave no witnesses to all the shit you know I did. If I can make it out, you know I take the different route. Take my ass down south, go and buy your house. Probably be the deadliest rapper niggas ever heard of. Learn how to make beats, start a slave, sell some murder. Give me 7 kids, Adam gave evil rip. I ain't fucking with that boy. Find a better way to live. And if I fall, let my seeds be my resurrection. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, they gon' need protection. A bloody sacrifice made, spiritual connection. Europe was slain, the game changed, work the shame. My confessions lost the secret, new to triangle. Rest in peace to all the guys and the queens. What up, fam? How you? I need an end of history. Oh boy. So you probably gonna have to look something up. You didn't bring it? Why not? Never mind now. What up? What up? What do you mean? I mean, I expect that. You said it like it's a problem. I mean, but some people don't have that option that you had. Spoiled ass niggas.
Oh, $1.
That's all right. I got that.
Then put it on the table. You might want to put in a couple more.
I mean, somebody got to invest in the company. Might as well be my cussing ass. Hey, that's two. I'm see how good you are keeping score. Hey, yo, I'm coming. Whoever that is, I can't see you right now. I'm trying something. I mean,
if you letting it fly, I can live with it.
I mean, even when I tell this story I'm about to tell, trust me, it's gonna be some profanity. There's no way that I could tell this story without it. I'm not that good. So it's another way to do this, right? And I'm sitting up here tripping like, yo, let me find out this the way. Because I'm saying, instead of it telling me, I mean, it's easier for me to push the buttons, but instead of telling me, like before, it would say that whoever was invited already was invited. All of these are taggable, which concerns me. And we about to find out if that was the problem. They got a glitch. They need to fix that. I be thinking, well, if they talking to me on here, I can't tell which site that. Right. Because both of them on the page.
Yeah. Got some shit to get off my chest.
See, he cuss.
I was thinking about that.
Tell Mike Larry he owe us $1.
Hey, I'm a poet, my pen's loaded, the fiends know it. I drop it, they cap it, and tell you who wrote it. A young gangster, a gangster with incredible views, who just here to bring you stories like you work for the news. I paint you a picture.
Oh boy. I would pay somebody to do this. Tag.
I got a lace on this FN. Niggas feel that pressure when I walk in. Nigga, that's like OT.
I'm be mad though if I've been doing all that for nothing.
Nigga used to think we MMG the way that gunplay. Dicks down the one way, shoot it out on Sunday. Niggas be in session on the Monday. Don't know you lick, then take a lick. You get that picture like it's Blu-ray. Niggas at your toupee. Came a long way from shootouts on the highway. Call me Frank Sinatra.
Getting off right.
I did it my way. What you know about ops pulling in your driveway? Gotta keep the family safe. Nowadays I'm in the comments on your BM page. Like LOL, that boy hell, you should burn some sage. And I always thought your smile was your greatest feature. And you ain't leave me on red.
I don't know why y'all leaving.
She never needed
you gonna miss a dope ass story.
But I never need a bitch, I'm what a bitch need. Every weekend looking for the one who can fix me. Who likes calamari and jet skis, text me. And lately, girl, I've been falling apart. Cause being insecure means I'm protecting my heart. Used to pump gas, but now I got gas on a pull up. You should come through and get a fill up. You know what's up. I heard the track and then I snapped like Thanos. I'm just trying to build in this world like Lego. She had to pack in her a-hole. Niggas know I'm the shit, no Drano. Now tell me how your day go. And I just want you next to me. I can feel that tension when you texting me. Just like you feel me coming when you blessing me. Mansion in the hills, wife and kids, that's what's next to me. Having too many women, that's not impressing me. Girl, I get it cooking in this bitch, I got the recipe. So hit me back, girl, when you think of me. Let's take a drive, get inside, let's go to ecstasy. Every day we eating lobsters and steak. Life's great, minus a few mistakes. Nigga, I'm straight. Still drinking on Diet Hen and Bomb.
Yo, if you in the building, hold tight, man. I'm almost done.
33rd floor, 3,300 up on the latest decor. We hungry, so we still wanting more. And I might
You don't want to come get that? You don't want to come get that? Put it by you, because it's cooking me over here.
Before Mike Larry flip, and I pick and choose, I stick and move, so what's the groove? If she stay, she stay, and if she move, she move. Been watching how people treat me since I done made the news. Using my mind to get what I want, my greatest tool. I get excited when you say news.
I feel that.
When you flirt with dudes, even though we not together, I feel like that's a toxic trait I gotta lose. Niggas want me to lose, but I never do. OID, I gotta stay with the family. Promise I'm never satisfied till we all win a Grammy, until we all rich and all happy. I promise myself I'll never be no one's baby daddy. It's either happily married or happily single. Either way, I stack my chips like it's Pringles. Look, always here when I'm faded, never around when I'm sober. Oh, you thinking you fly? Boy, that's just a layover. I'm the greatest, I'm Hover. I'm up next and I know it. You say your love is so potent. If you love me, then show it. Carry that ratchet like Serena. I'm out of this world like I'm Venus. Too busy coming up with plans to back them.
Huh? Because I couldn't hear you.
You didn't have to stop the music.
What you say, though? I go by your facial expression. You need to fix that. You need to fix that then. You have me.
Show must go on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Irregardless of the facial expression. It
Okay.
goes on.
All right.
My flow the meanest, my heart the biggest, my plan is genius. I'm the greatest, my generation, I know you see it. I got confessions, got pills on my dresser. I'm fighting my depression, every L is just a lesson. Yo, I can feel the pressure, so I'm banned out the section. Being needed, my obsession, so I'm just self-reflecting. Heavenly bars, so I'm giving them hell. Plus I've been all that before King and the Kale. Now put a finger in the air if you fuck with a team, and make sure you live your life, obey your dreams like that.
Word. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's 21. Drums. Incorporated. When I speak of economic, it's like a paying homage for all the drug dealing. We was killing niggas' mamas. For the green gas fast money never lasted. Hamster wheel for all the niggas that we heard the bastard. Oops. I'm glad that didn't go through. Almost clicked my aunt. She don't need to hear this. I keep clicking the wrong people. See, the other way, I'm used to the order, so I know how to skip over names. What up, what up, what up? I think this works. I do. All right. Let's get it cracking, man. What up, what up? How everybody doing this evening? Don't go nowhere, because I'm about to tell y'all an ill-ass story. I ain't told a long story in a minute. So, K Anonymous, DJ Incredible in the building. Real Rap Talk Podcast. What's cracking, man? Peace, Manuel Tyson.
Hey, y'all.
There you go.
What?
I was waiting for you to speak to your public, man. I speak to your public, man. Don't be that. They got a place for niggas like that.
Like what? Where that place?
They got a place for fake people.
For what?
Fake people.
Fake.
What did you say? Hold on, though. What did you say? I heard fake.
I said faded.
Faded. Oh, yeah, they got a place for people like that too.
Really? I think
Mm-mm.
this guy.
Yo, let's start off. Hold up, though. Let's start off talking about the decriminalization of the marijuana.
Oh yeah, that's major.
Man, what? It's a beautiful fucking thing. Like, it almost make me wish I would have been a kingpin. Cause them the motherfuckers, that's who they decriminalizing. They ain't decriminalizing small time, small fish. They decriminalizing big fish.
It's still a good thing.
Yeah, no doubt. But you ain't understanding why I'm saying that. When the opportunity presented itself, I said, nah.
Well, that's good.
No, it ain't good. Now I can't look. That shit got me. I got regrets now because of this shit. Yeah, nigga, I could have been that nigga. Yeah, what you talking about? Anyway, spiritual moments.
It's still a major thing, though.
It is. It is. I want to drop this jewel on y'all. Y'all can do your own homework on this, man. I ain't even going to elaborate too much on it, but there's something. While y'all worried about COVID-19, y'all need to be focusing on Agenda 21 and 2030. It's reprogramming us to get ready for the new world order. Peace. So they're trying to unarm our local police force to use cameras. They already use facial recognition tools on us, and now you have to wear your mask so they can record you from the nose up. The future is upon us. COVID was a good diversion while the measures was put into place. I'm starting to think all these rappers getting killed is part of the distraction. The legalization of weed is all part of the agenda. They want us passive and less aggressive. We must bring awareness to the masses, not cause a ripple, but breed understanding. There are people fighting for your freedoms to bring you insight. Don't let them down because an agent for change. Become an agent for change, I'm sorry. Amazon is among some of the corporations that support this new agenda. So while y'all at the crib spending money, shopping because you're bored, shopping because you ain't trying to get that shit, you spending money with these people you actually paying for the revolution that you don't want to see. You're actually paying for the changes that's about to happen. We funding our own demise out this motherfucker, yo. We are funding our freedom away every time we shop. Attend your local council meetings. You'll be surprised at what's taking place. Our government leaving it up to the states to determine if they would decriminalize weed is another example of these agendas. Stand up and be heard. Real talk. I'm going to say it one more time. Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. What I ain't understand when I read it, though, is coded. That's the crazy part. It's coded. On paper, it looks like something that seems good, but when you read between the lines and you figure out what the outcome of the coded messages are, it ain't good. It ain't good for us. It's good for somebody else. So it got me to thinking about all the movies that I seen in the 80s about all that futuristic shit. Right. The technology wasn't there yet as far as we know. And then people talk about aliens and shit. And we here. It's here. It's here. Like, I saw a video where if they want to neutralize us, they could do it with sound. They have a machine that screams so loud, it'll bust your damn eardrums to where you won't be able to move, do anything. So fuck the taser, fuck the rubber bullets, fuck getting shot. If they really wanted to neutralize you and keep you alive or cause you some serious pain, They got machines that do that shit. Sound. It squeals so high, your ears, like your eyes will start bleeding or some shit.
Like that. I don't, but I do. I like
But I'm saying, there's no need to be afraid of the boogeyman, man. It's up there. It's so much shit out here. Like, these niggas is nowhere near playing fair. That's why I'm like, look, if you gotta go out, you might as well go out with a bang, yo. You go out like no punk bitch. You feel me? Don't go out begging and shit, nigga. Go out with a bang. Cause they not playing fair. Feel me on that. Like, you notice, and I said this shit on other episodes. I don't know if motherfuckers be listening or not, but it calmed down. You have a few isolated incidences, but that's because you done got other motherfuckers jumped on the bandwagon, so they taking that shit seriously. You feel me? Nigga, you going to jail too. All these cops that like now, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get away with the shit that other cops was getting away with.
Well, things are still happening, but it's not.
That's what I'm talking about. It's some recent shit that happened.
Right. It's some recent shit that always happen, but it's not being blown up. It's being swept up under the rug through.
But you gotta understand why. It's the last quarter of the year. And then we in between November and December, Thanksgiving and Christmas. You don't want to shit on the energies for Christmas because you want people to go out and spend money. Right. Yeah. Peep game, man. This shit, yo.
Bro, all that shit. Thousands of dollars.
I remember a dude told me, like, for all my tree smokers, whenever you hear about, like, it's a drought, some truck done got hit up or some shit, I'm going to give y'all game on that shit. Politically, they have to give up a load, probably 2 loads a year. Maybe more, but just from my observation, it's usually 2 loads a year. And when that load, and that's a dummy load, they get that load up, like they give away the trees that's supposed to be coming to the smokers, right? But it's for political reasons because they need that bus. Like they have to keep, in order for whoever is the man, the real plug to do what he do, he got to give up a load. So you'll hear about some shit that happened. And then it might not even be 100 miles in your area. It might be a little further than that, but then you notice a drought coming, then you can't get no trees, and then the price go up. That's all politics, man. That's all hood politics. So now you know. Be like, yo, y'all be panicking out this motherfucker. So now you know next time when you hear about that shit, it's just like the stock market. You need to get your shit. Like, you need to hurry up and get your stash up because you don't know how long you're going to have to ride that shit out for. Nobody want to be that motherfucker out here fucking with niggas they don't know.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I know how that shit feel, man.
Boy, paying motherfucking crazy ass fucking prices.
Right, and they're not even knowing if you're getting quality.
Five-star hotel
right.
prices
Right. Not even knowing if you're getting quality out this motherfucker, man.
Football numbers and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And I told y'all, for these new viewers, every Tuesday and Thursday, they have something that they call Weed and Seed. It's all over the country. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you're going to see more police out than you've ever seen on a regular day, like the weekend or some shit. It's because that shit been around for a long time, y'all. You ain't tripping. I know motherfuckers be riding. You ride past one cop car, and you see another one. Then you see another one. You be like, God damn, what the fuck?
But they don't never be around with somebody balling through the red.
I know, right?
Like,
not when I want them to go get a motherfucker.
Right.
This motherfucker riding around with no lights on. I be wanting to be giving out. Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck out of here, nigga. You about to kill somebody. Yeah, I remember that day I seen I want to get an Allstate. I seen an Allstate insurance car. The motherfucker backlights was out on the car. You talk about irony. Motherfucker, you Allstate Insurance, the fuck? You know what I mean? But my premiums and shit be going up on some bullshit. This nigga out here riding with a defective ass vehicle with the company name plastered all around this motherfucker. I took a picture of that. Yeah, I ain't bullshitting. I took a picture of this shit, but I had a that's when I think I had the iPhone 4. That picture was blurry as shit. I couldn't even get the nigga in trouble.
Damn.
Had to let that slide. Yeah, matter of fact, because of the flash, it made it look like the nigga lights was on.
I forgot to make the complaint against Amazon. Killed us.
Not on here though.
My bad.
Yeah, you know better than that.
You just reminded me.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay, I got you.
Don't write a strongly worded letter.
So look, we're gonna get into this story, man. I've been trying to tell this story for about a month and a half, and I keep forgetting because I had a conversation with somebody about the story, and it kind of made me not want to tell it. I like when it come to my head, I like to just get it off right then and there, and I usually do it with y'all. So here we go. So I want to say 94. My man and his B-more nigga. I have to tell it this way. My man and this nigga from B-more was down here, right? And they worked at Frito-Lay. They was working for a temp service, but they was, it was one of them temp to perm jobs, right? So niggas was really trying to get on, you dig? So they third shift, they was doing what they was supposed to do. Linked up with a whole bunch of cats that worked up there. So, you know how niggas do. Yo, where you from, whatever. You link up, you make new friends. You know what I mean? She shorty you want to try to holler at, but you got to inspect the situation first. That type of shit. So they worked there for probably about, I want to say 2 months. That was past the, no. Whatever was it? What they hit you with, the 90-day period? Whatever the 90-day period was, they did that shit. And then when the 90-day period came, them niggas showed up to work, and there was other temp workers in there. So why they decided to tell them like as soon as they got into work, I don't know. But I just felt that like that shit was strange. But niggas showed up to work that night, and everybody was like talking amongst themselves about they not hiring people. They gonna keep everybody temp. So niggas was like, nah, fuck that shit. I ain't busting my ass up here, and you know what I mean, for the same pay, and I ain't getting no raise and all of that shit. They felt like they was done wrong. Now, if you know anything about Frito-Lay, it's a line. Like the machine constantly is pumping out bags of chips. You can't leave your area, right? So somebody has to relieve you in order for you to go to break, bathroom, whatever. These two brothers had a conversation amongst themselves about quitting. So they was like, fuck that shit. Let's do it. And they understood the consequences of what they was about to do. And they smoothly walked off of both of their lines. And bags of chips was just falling on the motherfucking floor. Now, here's what's funny about this story. Couldn't nobody else leave their station or they chips would be on the floor. So motherfuckers had to watch bags of chips pile the fuck up on the floor, man. They couldn't do shit about it. So they get to the bottom of the plant where you get by the locker room and you could go to the parking lot. And the supervisor, I guess he was in the bound. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. They could have been on the phone trying to set him up some early morning poo-tang or whatever.
You think that?
Yeah, because why was he like that? Where he was at, it was real far away from where he needed to be supervised.
You making the supervisor look bad.
I'm just telling you. So anyway, My nigga said they get by the locker room and he walks out the bathroom. So this nigga either had to be on the phone or something, because it ain't like the nigga was fixing his pants or no shit like that. So boom, he looks up, he see them two. First thing come out his mouth, the fuck is y'all doing? Very unsupervisor like.
Very unsupervised.
So niggas was like, he said, no. He said, what the fuck is y'all doing? And then he said, somebody better be manning y'all stations. And the niggas laughed, right? At the same time, they laughed at the nigga like, nigga, you ain't got no motherfucking power, bitch.
Right.
And it's like I don't want to call it a banister, whatever that hand is, a handrail in the middle. And it is, the nigga slid down the handrail and told that nigga to suck their dick and shit. As they were sailing away, niggas get to the parking lot, right?
Solidifying.
Right. They ain't there. You damn sure ain't coming back. So boom, they get to the parking lot, they bonk out. My man said immediately there was feelings of regret. But they had to stick to the motherfucking script. So a month went by. That last check finally came through, and then you get that check. You still owed your check.
Dang.
So when that other check finally came through, them niggas ain't know nothing about unemployment and no shit like that. So they was waiting on that check. Then after that check was dry, it was back to their reality. Like, nigga, we ain't pulling in no money. Like, we gotta do something. So niggas was filling out applications, but you done fucked your name up with the temporary service. You done fucked your name up with Frito-Lay. They ain't fucking with y'all niggas right now, right? So fortunately, it was close to tax time. So taxes had been filed. Niggas was waiting on their state or they federal. I don't even think they was doing that rapid shit at the time, but niggas was waiting, right? So look, the nigga said,
we have to explore that.
the nigga said he came up with this plan to go up top and rob some people for the weekend. His boy was laughing like he wasn't taking it seriously, but the idea, the storyline, and the plan and all of that shit just sounded funny as hell. So the nigga was laughing at the shit. He didn't think the nigga was serious, but the nigga was serious. He put the whole shit together.
Oh my God.
And he said he had to check his boy to make sure he was there and like, nigga, this is what we gonna do if shit, you know what I mean? Because niggas tired of being broke, niggas tired of sitting around, ain't got no job. So all that regret shit really kicked in. So boom. Your man said he understood. He looked on this man's face and he could tell he was concerned. Like he really wasn't with it. He was hoping it didn't come to that. You know what I mean? Even though the plan sounded good and foolproof, he just didn't want to be in that situation. So
True.
He says to the nigga, if I go to the mailbox today and my taxes, any of my taxes come, wash the whole thing, and I could see, he said he could see the relief on his man's face. So that let him know, yeah, that nigga was concerned. He ain't really want to be out here doing nothing grimy like that if he ain't have to. So, boom. Nigga go to the mailbox. State check is in the mailbox. The nigga said he ran from the mailbox to the door hollering and screaming and skipping and jumping up and down because one of his checks came.
Right.
So his man, not knowing what was going on, came to the door. It's like, yo, what the fuck, nigga? You got the burner and everything. Like, nigga, I thought something was happening to you out here the way you was out here hollering and shit, right? So he get to the door. Niggas like, yo, God love us, nigga. The check came, nigga. Now we ain't gotta go rob nobody. So they laugh and the nigga go to tear the motherfucking envelope open, right? Pull the motherfucking shit out. That shit said $11 and 27 cents. So,
This nigga did all that bullshit. He ain't know he was getting
ooh,
$11.
$11.27. He said the nigga facial expression changed, right? The nigga was like, fuck that shit, nigga, go pack your shit. Cause we going, right?
How you going with $11?
I don't know, but look. So the plan is in motion. I'm gonna need this tissue, this paper towel, man. The plan was in motion to go ahead and pull the lick. So niggas packed their shit. You know what I mean? I'm assuming they had money to get up there, so that wasn't the issue. It was just like niggas was on their last and they ain't know which way to invest. So niggas was like, fuck it. So the plan was in play. My man said he went to go tell his girl that he was going out of town. She like, fuck that shit. Y'all niggas not leaving without me. So now you got a third wheel. Now, what he said was funny about this shit, she wasn't in the plans. She volunteered herself to be, she didn't know though.
I know.
She didn't know about the lick.
Can't say no.
Listen, he did.
Okay.
She was forceful and demanding.
So she got to go in.
Right. She was like, nah, nigga, y'all niggas ain't going upstate without me.
Right.
She started packing her shit. That's what he said.
Right.
She was saying it, and she immediately went and grabbed her bag and started throwing shit in her bag.
Right.
So I'm laughing at this shit, man. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is crazy. He was like, yo, because I asked him that. I was like, yo, why you just ain't tell her no? He was like, I did. Nigga, she ain't hear that shit. Yeah, she packing her shit. So he said he went to the car to tell his man, don't tell her shit about what we going up there for. We got to make it look like what she think is going to be, because she don't know. So boom. 3 of them in the car. They leave. They dip out late at night. I think he said they was in VA. He didn't have his license. They was in VA. His man had license, but he ain't had license, but it was a driving situation. So you feel me? He had to finesse that and take turns. So anyway, they was in VA, speeding like a motherfucker. And they ran past the police, but the way the police was set up, they was facing the way the traffic goes. So he said he saw him out the corner of his eye, and then he seen the lights come on, but he was already flying. So the cop had to wait to come out onto the traffic. So he had a good little head start. Your man said they didn't peak game until he started slowing down. They was like, what the fuck you slowing down for? You go from 95 miles per hour to about 50, 45. What the fuck? So he said he whipped the car. He was in the left lane. He whipped the car in front of this 18-wheeler. So because they could see your back of your lights and shit. And then he turned the lights off and pulled the car over on the emergency exit, the emergency side of the traffic, and pulled the handbrake up. Because if you hit the brakes, he'll be able to see the lights. Yeah. Said, man, that motherfucker was so eager to catch somebody, he didn't even see that shit, flew right past him, was gone. So that was the first, I'm gonna say the second warning sign.
Right. Yeah, the second warning sign.
That this was a bad idea.
Right.
All right. The first one was that check.
You're right. Them $11, but
right.
It was a sign.
Like right. Like
he
nigga, you right.
Like $100.
Right.
He just said if it comes.
Right. So boom, they finally get up there in the morning and shit. So he said he ain't tell nobody he was coming. He just showed up. So he hollered at his people or whatever. Then he said he did and went to go holler at his man because they ain't had no burner to do what they need to do. So they was just going to get the burner while they was up there. So he went and hollered at his man. You know what I mean? And he said he was over there for a little bit. Then he hollered at his man about running. Just so happened he got one. What was crazy, he said that his man was more than happy to get a nigga the burner, and there wasn't no fees and none of that shit, right? So boom, he get a nigga the burner joyfully. Red flag number 3. Don't nobody give up no burner willingly.
Right.
With you know what I mean? So boom, he get the burner. Everything's starting to go the way they want it to. So he said he get back to the spot. Everybody else, you know, that wasn't driving, they done got their little naps off and shit. You know what I mean? They go see his cousin. His cousin come from the back of the house with a 2-foot weed plant, carrying this bitch like a baby. Big ass weed plant. Said the nigga was trying to roll some shit up as he was coming from the back of the house. This, right. That's red flag number 4.
Was that a sign?
Yeah.
What that was?
Where the fuck you get a 2-foot weed plant from, nigga? In the city? And why the fuck is you trying to roll this shit up, my nigga?
Why you holding it?
So I think the nigga was rolling up the wrong part of the fucking plant because it wasn't.
That's the red flag
Right.
there.
So boom, they make plans to get back up when it get dark. So they leave. They go back to the spot with the intent of getting some rest. That's what I was told. The man said he couldn't sleep. He was too excited. It's just, you know what I mean? I understand that because it be like that for me when I go home. I be excited. Like time don't even matter. It's like I'm here. So, like it just starts now. The clock starts soon as I'm in the spot.
Without no sleep,
Right. That shit don't even matter. You don't even feel that.
Right. Not until you lay down for the night when everybody else is in the bed.
That be that adrenaline and excitement.
Right.
So boom. Niggas go ahead, get up there. It start to get dark. The nigga said he told his girl, we about to go somewhere. We'll be right back. All right. Boom. They leave. They go do what they got to do. They pull the lick. Then they go pick up the cousin. Said when they picked up the cousin, this nigga came back out with 2-foot weed plant. He's still trying to roll up that same blunt. So
What?
he's still trying to roll up. He ain't ever get the blunt rolled up that he was trying to roll up earlier.
Well, why didn't you just put this shit
I
down?
can't tell you. I cannot tell you that. So boom, they get in the whip. They riding around. The nigga said this was the first time he heard Biggie Smalls had just came out. So he's listening to this shit. He said he ain't had no knock in his car, just had a regular factory system. But they was riding around, and you know how we do with new music. If you really into that, you more in tune into the music than what's really right. So boom, peace, Southtown Marco. So boom, Biggie Smalls is bumping. He said they end up downtown, and he had a red light. The police is coming across. They at the light. So they get peace, Tim Spencer. They get to the light. The police right there. The music is playing, but it ain't really loud. But because the buildings made it seem like it was loud. So they bust that left. He said right. You know what I mean? They bust that left. And the light turned green for the police. So they pulled up behind them. They turned the light on. My man said it was some people standing outside, and it was the what's that? What we rehab. It's the rehab center. They was on their smoke break.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of people standing outside. Now you got to remember the nigga got the 2-foot weed plant
In the car. With
in the
him?
car, and he trying to roll up the blunt, and the niggas got the gun in the car.
And please tell me the one without the license is not the one that's driving.
The one without the license is the one driving. So they pull over to get rid of the weed plant and the blunt that this nigga couldn't roll. All the evidence of marijuana out the window. Then the driver, hold up, then the driver pulls off and the police is aggressively hitting their siren. So he said he drove down a little bit more and then pulled over to the side. He said when they came to the car, they was upset. Look, so he said the nigga was like, yo, why the fuck you ain't pulled over first time?
Right.
And my man was like, well, why you hollering? Like, you didn't see all them people out there, like, officer. I was showing respect for y'all because it was a crowd. Now, you know what I mean? So I decided to pull down a little further. So he wasn't trying to hear that shit. He was still with that same tone. So he's like, nigga, fuck that shit.
Right.
Why y'all ain't pull over? And what the fuck y'all throw out the car? So niggas was playing stupid, like, throw out the car? What you talking about? I seen you throw something out the car. Man, ain't nobody throwing nothing out no car. He was like, nah, fuck that shit. So he sent his partner back down there to where all them people was at, right? The funny shit, these motherfuckers is at rehab. Right. You just handed them a blunt and a 2-foot weed plant at a rehab center. Right. Man, they took that shit. Wow. Right. So right, they moved the smoking section to another part of the building. They having a different session tonight. Right. The guys had blessed them. It was meant to be. So he said it was a man and a woman. He said the man was real aggressive and shit. Then after a while, he calmed down and was doing regular police shit. Like he overreacted. So he done calmed down, right? So boom. They go to check my man's shit. My man was like, yo, I ain't got no license. So that's gonna be the problem right there. They about to check the car, whatever. So he told his man, put the gun up. He said his man didn't neatly grab the gun and put it where it could be hidden. He smacked that bitch. So don't nobody know where the gun is at because it happened like simultaneously. So he said, fuck it, we about to ride this bitch out. Like whatever happened, happened. So the aggressive cop, the partner come back, she ain't find nothing. So they good on the weed. That ain't in the play now. Now it's about the nigga without no license and the gun. So boom. The female partner, she was a little bit more aggressive and curious, he said. She made the dude in the back seat get out the car, left the two in the front seat. Then she put the nigga back in the back seat, took the passer out, and then, you know what I mean? He said it was weird. So I thought it was weird too. Then put him back in the car. Ain't nobody fucking with the driver yet. So your man said she pulled him back out the car again. Niggas like, yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Like, what, you know what I mean? So I get that part. Then she pulls everybody out the car. Whatever it is, she's looking for something. She is determined to find something. All right? So everybody's standing on the side of the car. The aggressive cop is not aggressive. He's talking calmly, and they up there, he said they was chatting about some regular shit. Like everything was cool while she was doing what she's doing. And he said he asked her, why the fuck she keep going in and out the car? What the fuck is she looking for? She just doing her job, man. It ain't nothing. This is what we do, whatever, right? So she came back over there where they was at talking. And I don't know what inspired her to turn around, but he said she turned back around, went back to the car. This bitch got a drug-sniffing dog nose or something because she went back to the car. Now, she done been to the car like 3-4 times. She ain't find shit. She go back to the car. This time, she turned around in mid-conversation. She said, cuff him. And the cop was like, why? And she said, gun. And he said the whole shit changed. He said it seemed like motherfuckers was coming off of helicopters, like cops and sirens just came out of no fucking way. All you hear is tires screeching, police sirens. It was like 50 million motherfucking cops out there now.
They had them though. What the hell? What was all that for?
That's just how they came. So now it's a problem.
Right.
So they handcuffed him. They got him laying down on the pavement and shit. He said he kept trying to talk to, what's up, Mr. Haskell? He kept talking to his cousin like, yo, I can't take this charge. You got to take this charge for me. He had said he had just got out of motherfucking jail 2 weeks before this shit happened. So, 5, 6, I don't know. But look, the nigga was like, yo, he said, his cousin said, all right, I got you. And he was like, yo, whatever you need, nigga, I'll take care of you, whatever. So the plan was the cousin was going to take the charge. You was going to get hit for driving without a license, which is basically slap on the wrist type shit. And everything was going to be everything. Problem was, the cop kept telling motherfuckers to shut up. And they kept talking. So amongst them talking, he decided to take the driver and put him in the paddy wagon while the other two niggas was out there on the curb. But the plan was, he said, y'all don't get them y'all real names. Whatever you do, don't say your real names because we're buying time.
Oh my God.
The nigga said, hold up. This is the funny shit. The nigga said he in the paddy wagon now.
Oh my God.
He can hear the conversation going on outside the paddy wagon.
The cop?
No, the driver.
Oh.
So the nigga was like, yo, they came over there to get the names, and he heard niggas using their real name. He said he started kicking the motherfucking paddy wagon like, yo, bitch, that wasn't the motherfucking plan, nigga. So they came, well, like, shut the fuck up. They told him shut the fuck up. So the nigga was like, yo, man, these niggas, right? So boom. Now everybody got to tell their real name, was those the original plan out the motherfucking window. So he said they put everybody in different cars or whatever, took it to the police station. He said this is on a, what's it on? It's either on a Friday or a Saturday. So that's when they implemented that new shit where if you get locked up on the weekend or whatever, you got to do 72 hours in the cell. Nobody know about that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't never heard of that shit. But he said that's the new shit that they got. So he said when they get to the police station, they got the gun. There's so many people that got locked up that night that it's cafeteria tables. The cops is on one side, everybody on handcuffs is on the other side. So
what the hell?
He said they took the B-more nigga because he was smiling the whole time for whatever reason. Like he wasn't taking none of this shit seriously. The shit was funny to him. Like this shit is a fuck. This nigga had a smile. Like he's fucking retarded or some shit. He said the nigga had a smile on his face through the whole process. So they grabbed him first because they figure there's something wrong with this nigga. We could probably break him. So they took him in a little closet. They sent the good cop. This is what he said. They always send the good cop. So they in there negotiating with the nigga, trying to talk to him, find out who the gun belonged to and all of that shit, right? Because that's what they focusing on. So he ain't give him nothing. He came back, sat at the table. The other cop is on the other side of the table doing the paperwork. So niggas was like talking in code because he right there in their face, but you know how we do. Anyway, so he's like still smiling, but he's like, nah, I ain't saying nothing. Then they took the cousin and what up, Rico Frank? They took him in there and knew he wasn't going to tell, so they interrogated him. He ain't say who the gun belonged to. So they brought him back out. Then they took the driver in there. And your man said, the cop was like, yo, ain't none of your friends telling who the gun belonged to. Like, come on, man. Like, good cop shit. Come on, man. Won't you just tell me who the gun belonged to so we can get this situation over with or whatever? And they was like, man, I don't know shit about no gun, whatever. So brought him back out. Now, here's where the shit get crazy.
It should being crazy.
No, it gets crazier. So the dude was like, the B-more nigga was told to chill out because he was kind of acting goofy. And he was like, yo, don't play with these cops because they'll beat your ass. And he started laughing at that. The cop is right here in front of the nigga. So he laughing at that shit because he don't get it. This ain't real to him. Yeah, he was high, but still.
Well,
He had that Jamaican skunk, but that shit wasn't real to him. So he smiling, laughing like is y'all like I'm just saying he was like, yo, is y'all serious? So he said, man, look, and the cop just kind of mumbled, like, So they kept telling this nigga to chill out because he was like doing too much. So he said they want the nigga again, like, yo, man, these motherfuckers don't play, bro. He gonna reach over the table like they narrating his ass whooping. Like he gonna reach over the table and knock shit out you. And he started acting goofy again. He said, so they got their handcuffs behind him. They started sliding over and shit to get out the way. Because they're like, yo, they about to fuck you up, nigga. You better stop playing. Then he said, as soon as that happened, I don't know if it was a sergeant or whoever it was, they had ran the ballistics on the gun. He comes from the back, comes to the table. He was, he's like, yo, y'all better be glad y'all didn't fire that gun. So niggas was like, why? What are you talking about? He said, we checked the ballistics. It was nobody on the gun, so they good with that. But if y'all had fired that gun, it would have blew up in your fucking hand. So he said, under pressure, he started thinking about why the fuck would my man give me a gun? That's why that nigga was laughing. He knew. So they get processed. They get taken up to Holden. He said it was him and his cousin in a single cell, but the cells like side by side. They took the B-more nigga to the other side of the jail. So it was around the time where they was, I guess, serving the last meal for the night or whatever. He said the dude that served the food, he knew him. It was his little league coach. The nigga had a Jerry curl. Yeah, he still was holding on to his Jerry curl. So he said the nigga served the motherfucker next to him, came to his cell, served him, and then went to the next cell. And then he said he called out his name. And he was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, man, what the fuck is you doing down here? I heard you was down south. And he said, man, I don't even know what to tell you. Yeah, I heard you was down there, you was doing good, blah, blah, blah. So the nigga, because of the relationship they had, gave him all the food.
Okay.
And went that way.
Okay.
And went home. So now my man said he had all the tea, all the burgers, all the juice. Said the nigga was slinging burgers down there to the people on his wall because it was awkward, he said, because it's a wall right there in the camera. So you don't see nothing for your 72 hours.
Right.
So this nigga got the whole Burger King late night shit set up in his spot. Whoever wanted something, nigga was feeding their ass. Now, here's what's funny about this shit. He ain't feed the other side of the jail. So he said them niggas was screaming, hollering, and cussing all motherfucking night long because they ain't getting no food, they ain't getting no drink. This nigga sitting in here chilling with all the goddamn food. So he said he asked about his B-more man where the fuck they put him at. He was like, oh, that kid is on the other side. He over there making phone calls. He said, hey, hold up. Who the fuck is this nigga calling? Because he don't know nobody up here. He was like, I don't know. I think it's his mom or something. So he was like, look, man, I need you to deliver a message. Go tell that nigga, whatever you do, don't leave without us. He was like, all right, I'm gonna go tell him. So he went over there, told the nigga. He balked up. Next day came. Nigga showed up for his shift. They told, what up, Wade Brandon? They told the nigga about the niggas didn't get their food and shit, whatever. Then he asked him about his man. He was like, yo, I think your man going home. Because whoever he talked to, they was like, you know what I mean? So they sent the message, yo, tell that nigga don't leave. The cousin is in the other cell talking about some murder, death, kill shit all night long. Murder, death, kill. That's all that nigga kept saying, murder, death, kill. So I'm like, yo, you better tell that nigga don't leave. This nigga over here freaking the fuck out, right? So boom. He didn't go. The third day, they end up going to the bullpen in the county. This is where you put everybody in one big cell or whatever. My man said, remember, I ain't tell nobody that I was at home. He said he gets to the bullpen in the county. He got a motherfucking phone call. He said he thought that shit was strange because he ain't tell nobody he was here. Who the fuck is calling? He think he about to get out by some mystical, magical way. Because who the fuck gets a phone call in jail if don't nobody know you did?
Right.
He said he goes to get to the motherfucking phone. It's his cousin, his female cousin, telling him to put her name on his books. He said he cussed that bitch out and hung the phone up because he ain't planning on staying that goddamn long.
Where's the girl at that they took?
She was still at the crib. So all of this happened without her knowledge and overnight.
Oh my God.
Right.
Okay.
So your man said they get to the bullpen after that bullshit. He's starting to see niggas from around the way that, you know what I mean, that he know and shit. So he talking to motherfuckers and was like, we're going to have to stay the night here because he said all they wanted to do was go take a shower. The motherfuckers was in the same fucking clothes they had on. What up, Mary Nookie White? They had the same clothes they had on for them 72 hours. Plus, they was hungry. You know, you get to take a shower and get in the population. They was wanting to get up there. But instead, they had to stay in the bullpen overnight. So, it's like niggas was shitting. It was stinking. You know what I mean? It's 15 niggas on the floor on top of each other type shit. You already stinking and shit. So, boom. They finally get the population. He said that's all they kept talking about that whole night. Went to sleep, woke up, they put everybody in population. His was funny. The nigga said he was wondering why every time he went home, a lot of the niggas he grew up with, he ain't never seen none of them niggas. Like, where the fuck they disappeared to? Yeah. He said when he went up the population, all them niggas was in there. All of them. All of them was in there, right? So it's like a fucking class reunion. They trying to figure out why the fuck is you in here when we heard you was gone. Like, how you end up being here with us, nigga? Like, we heard you was gone. We rooting for you. What the fuck? So he gotta have a personal visit with everybody in this motherfucker, but he trying to get to the phone. So he gets to the phone. He say he called his girl because his mom didn't have a home phone. So there was no way to get in contact with her directly. So come to find out, his grandfather picked his girl up. So she at his crib. So he finally get through to call them, and he talked to her on the phone, and he said he broke up with her on the phone and told her his people was going to get her a ride home or some shit, and they put her on the train, but he broke up with her. He said because he don't know how long this shit going to be, and he ain't trying to hold you back, so if this don't look good for me right now, so I'm just go ahead and break up with your ass right now. So he broke up with her. Said he get on the phone with his grandpa. They start arguing. So his grandpa hung the phone up on him. So he said he just had this look like, and the niggas that know him from being around his grandpa crib. They's like, nigga, you know how your grandpa is. You're going to have to play the game because you in here and he out there. Like, nigga, ain't nothing sweet for you. But you feel me? He come and go as he please. So Niggas like, you gonna have to swallow your pride because you got a chance of getting out of here fucking with your people. We know him. So the nigga was like, bet. Had to swallow his pride. Still visiting motherfuckers, catching up and shit, whatever. So boom. They gotta go to court. So what up, Keisha? Back. They end up going to court in another bullpen. So the nigga said he had some old charges. So because he was the driver of the car, all the pressure was coming on him. Right. So the nigga was like, yo, he in the bullpen. One of the niggas from where he live at was like, yo, he told him about PTI. What up, Francis? The nigga was like, yo, what is PTI? Pretrial intervention. He was like, yo, if this your first offense, you could get this shit expunged from your record. So the nigga said he had a epiphany. He was like, well, damn, I got charges. The cousin just got out of jail. The only nigga don't have no charges is the B-More nigga. Right. So now, the same nigga that just told him about the PTI shit is the same nigga after he found out they about to put the shit on the B-More nigga so everybody could go home, trying to talk the nigga out the shit. So these niggas about to fight in the bullpen because this nigga won't shut the fuck up. Like, nigga, how you gonna put his up on game? Then when we put the shit in play, you trying to cop block a nigga and telling them, nah, you better not do that shit. You know what I mean? So boom. The nigga said, well, if they drop your charges and try you with the gun charge, he takes the gun charge, all your charges get dismissed. So he goes in, they call his name, he go in there, and that's exactly the deal that they put on the table. They was like, look, we're going to drop all your charges here. We're going to try you for this gun charge. Do you accept? Mm-hmm. Nigga immediately said, yeah. So boom. He said his wheels started spinning. B-More. B-More is the way to get everybody out of this shit. So B-More was like, I got y'all. Goofy ass. B-More go in, he takes the charge. It changes the complexion of everything. Because now they got to let us out. Right. They got to let niggas out. Right. So, a couple of days went by, you know what I mean? They let B-More out first. Then they let the driver out, and then they let the cousin out. The driver said he had made the phone call for them to have his car outside so he can get back. He ready to get the fuck on, right? He goes outside. They said where they let him out at, it looked like an alleyway. And he didn't see his car. So he ran around to the front. This is what Mike Tyson had to go to court at. Said he ran around the front. He didn't see his car. He had wrote his mom a letter because he ain't had no way to contact her. So the nigga said he took off running from the courthouse all the way to his mom's crib, just running. Said he get to her crib, the mail had just ran, and in her mail was the letter that he mailed to her. So the whole time, them niggas went up there for 2 days. Them niggas was up there for 2.5 weeks. Right. Said in the mail was the letter that he mailed to his mom. So he handed it to her himself. Said the niggas finally came with his car. The girl got sent home on the train. You know what I mean? So now they got to get home. Problem was the money that they had robbed the niggas for, they mailed that money to the address that they gave them. So the money, they don't have no money. Right. So they completely broke. So your man was like, yo, we got to come up with a plan to get enough money.
Is this the same nigga that came up with the plan?
Yeah. So the nigga was like, yo, we got to come up with a plan to get some money. Hold up. We got to come up. He said we got to come up with a plan to get some money to get back down south. Oh my God. So boom. He said they had, he called up some shorties or whatever, because they still got to go to court. You can't just leave yet. So they had to stay the weekend because he had to go to court to do his shit, right? So your man said, I don't feel comfortable taking this nigga in the court because they're gonna be questioning him. I don't want this shit to go bad. So he said he got this nigga high as shit early, like 10, 11 o'clock. Smoked the fuck out on some Jamaican skunk. Then they went to court. You know the nigga's goofy, so he's smiling, eyes all chinky-eyed. They get up to the court. The nigga said he was sitting in the back of the court like Nino Brown because he got away. All he got to do was go up there, play his part in front of the judge. These niggas is on their way back down the road. So boom. Here's the funny shit. There was no script for what he was going to say to the judge because the nigga don't know. But anyway, he had to go before the judge and talk to the judge. Now, I'm going to try my best to, because I've been told this story a million times, try my best to remember exactly what he said. So they call his name up. He go up there. He's smiling because he high as shit. He could barely fucking see. He just got the, and then he got the baby. Hold up, but then the nigga got the baby face. So I can imagine, like, you just got to have an imagination for how this nigga look in front of the judge. He got his hand behind his back, and he rocking, smiling, like a little retarded kid. So the judge asked the nigga, do you accept the PTI, whatever, called the charges? The nigga was like, yeah, but he was smiling and laughing when he said it like this shit a fucking joke. So he said, boom. He said, it's something that bothers me though, young man. He said, tell me. Because he didn't look like a person, the typical person that was going to be the one with a gun or whatever. So he's like, yo, tell me, how did you come up with the gun? So the nigga hands came from behind his back. He's like, all right, look, right? Smiling. I can't smile like this nigga. He said, look, right? So boom. Verbatim. Boom. We went to the store, right? And because I ain't from around here, I stayed in the car. They went into the store to go get something. Then he was like, oh, snap. I gotta pee. So he said he gets out the car. He goes to the back of the store. And he said, I looked down as I was peeing and I seen a gun. And the judge is like, well, why didn't you just report the gun or whatever? He was like, nah, right? See, because I ain't want no little kids to get it or nothing, no shit like that, right? So I picked the gun up and put it in my pocket, right? He said, I just got back in the car. So the judge was like, what, did you tell anybody you had the gun in the car? He said, you know what? I forgot. And then we had took off. And then next thing you know, the police was trying to pull us over. Yo, the nigga said he was in the back of the, you gotta be quiet, said the nigga was dying laughing in that motherfucker. He had to go out. So boom, that's the story he told the judge. They do the paperwork. He got to do whatever his little shit and get it expunged from his record. They go back to the crib. Now the play is in motion for them to get the money up to go home. So they ain't got to get up a whole lot of gas money. I don't think gas was really that expensive back then. But it's still getting money from motherfuckers you ain't seen in a minute to do this. So opportunity presented itself. They ended up with like $100 and something. Because niggas was like, yo.
They got gas and food.
Right. The nigga was like, yo, if I ask everybody I see on the block for $5, we'll get enough money to get back. So they get that. He said, so they go. They leave. Now, the nigga said they get through Philly.
That ain't very far.
It ain't that far. 45 minutes. They get to Philly. And I think it's like Chester, PA or some shit. The nigga said they called a flat. So he pulls over, put the donut on the car.
Wait, how you get the car?
They had got his grandpop had the car.
Okay.
Him and the B-More nigga was together. They was just in the wrong place.
Okay.
So they changed the fucking donut. They take off. He said they get to Delaware. Like 10 minutes right after that, the donut go flat. So the nigga said the nigga was like, yo, somebody don't want us to motherfucking leave because now this shit is really turned into fucking vinegar. Like that money wasn't even worth it. He said he started having all kind of regrets. Nigga said he started talking to God like, yo, look, man, I never do no stupid shit like that again. So they called the piece of Brandis. They called the tow truck, and the tow truck came. So now they got to spend $40 of the $100-something they had on the fucking donut, right? So, boom. They go ride around. This delayed the trip. They go ride around with the tow truck driver to go get the donut at the shop. They come back to the car, put the donut on the car.
Right.
The niggas said they get that shit right, they drive, and they take off. He said 10 minutes later, the fucking donut went flat. He said, but this time, they like by the Delaware House or whatever the fuck that shit called. It's like a rest stop. So he said they drive over there with the donut, and then they go call the tow truck driver and tell him, yo, this donut was bad. You need to come, blah, blah, blah. So he said they just sitting out there waiting for the nigga to come back. It's like, yo, you know, these motherfuckers probably gonna take about an hour or some change, especially if he get it called. So they just sitting there. They said they was waiting. Niggas got hungry. So now they about to cut into the budget even more. And them rest stop restaurants be expensive as hell. So he said they spent $20 more in that bitch getting food. He said 3 hours went by. He said they could see both sides of 95. So if the tow truck driver drive past, they could see him. Right. So they didn't see the motherfucker. So they called. And when they finally got him, he was like, man, I done been there. I didn't see y'all. And he was like, you ain't been here. He was like, man, yeah, I was at the Maryland house. And he was like, Maryland house? We said Delaware house. The Maryland house is in Maryland. We in Delaware. So this motherfucker drove all the way to Maryland. So now he like, fuck it, it's starting to get dark. We got to figure something out. So the nigga had the presence of mind to say, let me try to put air in the tire. So he take the car, they go put air in the tire. He said, why he down there looking at the tire? This is some funny shit. This shit said, do not drive over 45 to 50 miles per hour. And the nigga said it hit him. That's what the fuck is wrong. I'm driving too fast in this motherfucker. So the donuts wasn't never flat. The nigga was doing about 75, 80 on the donut. And it made the air come out the motherfucking donut. So when he pumped the tire up, he said everything was straight. He ain't hear no hissing, no none of that shit. So, right. So boom.
Wasted 3 hours.
And $40. Cutting into the budget. So he said the plan was we gonna go to B-More House. Because Maryland is like an hour and some change away. So they drive, they get to B-More. It's dark. When they get to B-More, your man ready to just get out the car, and he said he done went through it, man. He done had that long conversation with God. He ain't never gonna fuck up again, all that shit. So they get the motherfucking B-More, man. And this nigga don't know where his mama stay at. So they in the streets, in the hood of B-More, trying to holler at people to find out where this nigga mama stay at.
Why he don't know?
Because he don't know. He been down south. So now it's another dilemma. We out here on these streets. We just got out, nigga. Like, ain't none of this shit looking good, bro. He said they seen a chick. They tried to ask her. She was all rude, ran up in the crib, like, fuck y'all niggas. And it's a park across the street. And the nigga was just like, yo, I ain't never felt so motherfucking bad. That like God was whooping my ass for this shit. And he said, looking at this nigga like, nigga, we ain't gonna make it down south with the remaining money that we got because niggas was hungry and a donut. The budget is cut short. We gotta figure something out. So I don't know how the nigga did it, but that's why you shouldn't do drugs if your brain can't handle it. He finally figured out where his mom stayed at, but it took him a little while to get it. They get there. Your man said the house was nice. It was a nice neighborhood, nice family. He got to take a shower. Said he got on his knees and prayed that he got clean and went to bed. The plan was his mama wasn't going to let niggas ride back down south on the donut. I'm going to take y'all to get a new tire and y'all fucking send my money back when y'all get there.
Right.
Bam. Them niggas get all the way there. They get the shit. They get all the way back. That's the story. One part I left out. When they was up there, apparently the driver had got locked up down south and was on bond and wasn't supposed to leave the state. So the nigga had to call his bail bondsman.
Sign number what?
So the nigga called his bail bondsman to tell him about the situation, and the bail bondsman cussed his motherfucking ass out.
Right.
Because he said he forgot. So he was like, yo, how the fuck is you locked up there, nigga? You wasn't even supposed to leave the state. Like, the nigga was really panicking, but he said he assured the motherfucker he was going to get back to the crib and be court and all that. You ain't about to lose nothing. But yeah, that part was funny as hell, too. Like, nigga, like, so, there's so many. I'm like, yo, nigga, like, who, bruh? Y'all went through it, nigga.
All because.
Yeah. Hey, yo, if you ain't hear the beginning of this story, you damn sure gonna have to go back to the beginning to get the food, like how this whole shit started.
Was mad we had to pick them chips up. That's all I'm gonna say.
I asked the nigga because he said he had asked his whole boys what happened. He said that chip shit set Frito-Lay back 2 motherfucking weeks. So the irony of it was probably damn near the whole time y'all was doing what y'all was doing, Frito-Lay was still trying to. Yep.
Yeah, and that's why they asked me in jail for 2.5
The potato chip gods wasn't having that shit, nigga.
Right. All the kids in the world that need that potato chip.
Word, it was a drought, nigga, on chips, nigga, on Funyuns out this bitch because of y'all niggas.
Exactly.
The barbecue wasn't barbecue-y, nigga, y'all.
To be in jail.
The sour cream wasn't oniony shit, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
I know they was bad as hell. Oh my God.
But yo, that's some crazy shit though, man. Like, to tell that story, like, that's, to me, that's one of my favorite stories, man.
Well, the lesson in that is pay attention to the fucking signs.
My man did say one thing though. He said his grandfather had a long talk. They had that man-to-man talk, and he was like, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with you. And he was like getting antsy because he was like, I felt like you about to tell me some shit. So hey, the fuck up, stop playing with me. And he was like, the only problem with you is there's never been nobody there to tell you no. So you got a discipline issue. And your man said when his grandfather told him that shit, he felt free. Because he knew I was trying as a young man to figure myself out, but I couldn't figure out what that missing piece was. He said that was it. Now, that young man went on to do great things after that. Said he ain't never really get in trouble, none of that shit. Said he got his life together. He did a whole lot, man.
You're gonna get in trouble after you go through shit like that?
Yeah, I'm saying, but the moral of that story is to never be in that situation, period. Y'all niggas think shit out here is sweet. Like, yo, that story is crazy as hell because it's damn near a fucking movie, man. Just that whole episode is a whole fucking movie by itself. That's why it's one of my favorite stories, because the visualizations of the shit. I could picture that shit. Yo. That's crazy, man.
Can we please talk about how the nigga said everybody use fake names, and as soon as they came out, they couldn't think of one. They were just like, "Oh, fuck it, give them my real name."
The nigga said as soon as he heard somebody say their real name, he started kicking the motherfucking police door like, bitch. Said he was hollering at that. They done told him to shut the fuck up. Yo, that shit crazy, man.
That shit is crazy.
That's a freebie, man. That's a freebie. Kid Anonymous, TJ Incredible. Real Rap Talk Podcast, man. We're going to be back at it again on Wednesday for the music, midweek music motivation. And we'll be back at it on the podcast on Friday. Now, I'm supposed to have a, oh my God, what is she? She's going to be answering some questions. So she deals with, I want to say mental health. She's a professional, so she's going to be talking to y'all. If y'all got questions or whatever, you can holler at her. I'm just trying to confirm it before I even say a name and all of that, but it'll be posted on my page if it's official for Friday. I'll let y'all know, man. Y'all have a blessed night, y'all. Peace.